What's up, folks? It's your girl Lisa with a Z, and I'm here with another one on a Friday, dropping it hot as you know it, with another fighter from Orlando, pro fighter, if you will. Now, please welcome DZ Machine, David Zelner, to the Lisa with a Z podcast.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm great. Just enjoying my morning so far. Yeah, the usual. Did a little bit of training in the morning, and now I'm just hanging out.
That's great. So I just saw one of your fights about 2 weeks ago at Clash of the Titans. I also saw your debut at Submission Grappling Series, which was a phenomenal win as well. So you're like on a roll. You just debuted. How are you feeling right now about that last fight?
I feel good about it. I felt it was a strong opponent. Great debut. I didn't let myself be put in too much danger, but also, there's always stuff to work on. So looking forward to getting back to the gym. And I mean, I've already been back, but just keep on getting better using that win.
You are an amazing fighter. You're a champion. It shows within your work ethic and in the cage. It's a very dangerous step to take in to go in front of you. And I know that anybody that's going to have a problem. I know.
Yeah,
tell us a little bit about how you got started in making parts.
Well, I was always one of those kids. I just loved moving around. I didn't like sitting inside playing video games all day. I wanted to be out and doing stuff. And even in high school, I was already like, oh, you guys want to box? Like, I was watching like movies growing up, like Fight Club and stuff. And I don't know, fighting just amped me up. So I was always like one of those kids, hey, let's box after school or whatever. And but I didn't really start. I found UFC, like I started watching UFC, and that's when I was like, okay, you know what? It's not just boxing. It's a lot of jiu-jitsu. So that was my first, like, where I actually went to a gym and trained was when I started doing jiu-jitsu. And then from there, it just kind of snowballed. Of course, I like boxing, so I would try to like spar with my friends and then use my grappling. And yeah, it just kind of kept evolving. And then finally I started, I was actually living in California at the time with my brother, and I found a really sweet MMA gym there and started trying to put everything together. And when I first started training, it was like sparring every day. So, and then I just realized that you can't spar every day. So it just evolved. And when I moved back home to Florida, I think it was like 3 years ago, it just, I started fighting for Combat Night. I already had some amateur fights. So I just got in contact with Mitch, and it just flowed so like easily from there. I just kept racking up fights and getting more experience, and eventually the goal was to always become pro. So getting that out of the way here a week ago was amazing. And I always knew it was going to happen, but when it does, it really feels good. So
honestly, and you have a documentary also. Tell us how you came up with the idea of filming your fighter lifestyle and your overall journey in this industry.
Well, so I linked up with one of my buddies from high school who's into that stuff, like producing films. And he was just like, we just started filming. We weren't really planning on doing a documentary. We just started filming, and he knew what my goal was. I talked about it to him about becoming a professional fighter. So we were just kind of documenting, and it actually, once we got a good amount of content, we were like, you know what, this really looks like we could do like a mini documentary. So it kind of just fell into place from there. And you know, I had it envisioned that everything was going to go perfectly smoothly, and of course, you know, it doesn't always work like that, but no matter what,
it's tough filming fight scenes and like training with, and then like sometimes you're laughing and you're distracted and you're not thinking about the technique, you're thinking about how you look on the camera. There's a lot that goes into filming, especially a fighter. And so, but I've seen some of the footage and on your YouTube channel, and I think it's awesome. So, you know, and it's great for your history, and you can look back and like, let's say you do go, you know, to the UFC, you can look back at this time and have that footage of, you know, how far you came to become a champion. So shout out to you for coming up with that.
Definitely. So yeah, if you guys want to check it out, it's I have it on my Instagram and I have it on my YouTube. So definitely.
Do you have any other fights planned the rest of this year, or are you going to take a break?
No, I'm trying to get at least one more before the end of the year. I have another grappling match coming up with submission series. So really looking forward to that. I love doing grappling matches. It just kind of keeps me, you know, in tune for the actual fights. So yeah, I got that in October, and then I want to fight maybe like a month after that, like in November, you know, kind of just waiting for the call from Combat Night too as well. So
yeah, so I know they have a couple fights lined up for the rest of the year. So I look forward to seeing you on one of those cards again. I'll be trying to visit Fusion again. You know, I like coming to visit you guys out there. You guys home away from home. It was pretty tough to watch that fight between you and Joey, because like, you know, John Way Martial Arts was my home. And then you guys are like my adopted home team in Orlando, you know, and I'm like, damn, I love everybody in the gym. And it's funny because Morefield was like, you got to fight on that Clash of the Titans card. And then boom, you end up fighting one of my boys. But eventually everybody fights everybody in like the fight game.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very honored to have a really great opponent for my debut. And there's nothing but respect. So yeah.
Well, David, I appreciate you coming on the show, opening up to us a little bit about you. Is there anything you want to say or anybody you want to thank along the way?
I definitely want to thank Fusion X-Cel, of course, my team, my coaches, Mike, Coach Bill, also Matt Ferriola, my grappling, pretty much my grappling coach, and Julian, of course, for doing everything he does for the gym and all of us. It's I feel super blessed. My family. I'm really thankful for my my new addition to my family, my 5-month-old son Leaf. So, and my fiance Rue, and just everyone that supports me, and of course you as well. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. I mean, I look forward to talk to you again in the future about a possible future fight. I'll look out for contracts and those fight announcements. You know me, I'm on the scene.
All right.
All
yeah,
right,
maybe I'll see you at some of these events coming up as well.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I just moved to Broward again, so I'm getting settled. So it's going to take a little time for me to, you know, get back down here. And I also have a couple events down here now with some different promotions that have signed up with Lisa with a Z. So I got to spread it out.
All right. Yeah.
Down in South Florida, you can fight some of these South Florida guys down here.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, you've tuned into another episode of the Lisa with a Z podcast. All his information will be in this description. Follow him and his fight journey. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a great day.